I'll give away all my skills to have a right hand from Deontay Wilder. Give me that right hand, because I'm gonna find a way to land it and end the night. Give me the right hand. You know, my man Deontay Wilder got 40 something. He ain't received no damage. No damage. Think about that. How many times does he get hit? Come on, man. Think about it.
Highest KO percentage in heavyweight history.
Exactly. That's my point. That's the point I'm making. I'm taking that all day. Give me that power. I wasn't a power guy. Give me that power.
So, Tim, if Tyson does do what he's best at, then move and box, do you think he could win the fight that way?
Tyson has to move and box, and then he has to choose his spots wisely to get inside, get off, bop, 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 and then get back on the outside. You know what I'm saying? Observe the landscape again and do it again and repeatedly do it. Now, if Tyson can stay on his feet if he does get hit, or when he does get hit, we don't know how he's going to react from the punch. Is he still affected from the right hand? He could be. I'm not going to lie. I was affected after I fought against Pavanikov. I wasn't able to, I'm telling you, I wasn't able to take a shot like I used to. Like, a jab was starting to hurt me. So he still can be affected from that.
Some spillover.
So you would rather, if I just heard you correctly,
I would give me that power.
You want that power over skills?
Over anything, give me the power. I'm going to find a way. This man knows how to deliver that power. You need to understand that. Mm-hmm. You know, he set back against an Ortiz fight. Everybody's like, oh, he wasn't a good. Styles make fights. Mm-hmm. Ortiz is a difficult opponent. He's a Cuban fighter. You know, he understands angles. And it's difficult to land your jab against a southpaw. It's hard to land your jab against a southpaw. It truly is, because of the angle. So he wasn't jabbing enough, but once he got it working, what did he do? He blinded him with that joint, came right down the middle. What did Ortiz do? He got comfortable. He knew he was going to get comfortable. He knew he was going to slow down. He made him work. And he set the boom, and it was good night.
Tim, Tyson was saying that he has an edge over Deontay because he's not with his family, his kids, his wife, and Deontay's. Is that true?
Man, that's baloney. That's baloney, because I never left. I never left my family. I never left my family, and each fighter's different. Each fighter's different. So that, going away might be good for him, because he needs that type of focus. But for Deontay Wilder being with his family and stuff, that's inspiration. That's motivation. That's why I took it.
Talk about with the crowd. Now he's gonna have a lot of people here. I was just at the.
Who is that?
Fury. There's a lot of people here on his side, and
see the crowd can influence the judges. The crowd can definitely influence the judges. Absolutely.
How does it impact the boxer though? When you're in the ring, do you hear that?
Oh, you do hear that. You do hear that, and the fans definitely give you inspire you. They definitely give you inspiration to push harder.
Okay.
To push harder during the fight.
Thinking back in the last fight when he was putting his hands up and taunting Wilder, does that impact the judges as well?
They can, absolutely. If the judges find that amusing and he's saying, oh, I'm hitting you but you're not hitting me, and he putting his hands up, it could. Right. Absolutely.
Okay.
The judges are important in this fight because every fight before let me just say this. Every fight I needed to know who the judges were. If I didn't like a particular judge because they judged a certain way, I'll get rid of him. I don't want him. So going into this fight, I'm curious to know who the judges are, and I'm curious to know the history and how they judge because every judge is different. You got to understand that. I told Sean Porter this. I said, you got a judge that might like pressure. This judge over here, the way he fights, the way he judges, he likes the pressure fighter. You might have a judge that likes the boxer. You might have a neutral judge here that likes both, or he likes the busier guy. You got to know how they judge fights.
Are you adjusting your fight towards the judge?
I always adjust my fight. That's the reason why you see Desert Storm 5 World Championships. It's not because I look pretty. It's not because I'm the tallest. It's not because I'm the biggest. It's not because I hit the hardest. It's because I was the smartest and I wanted it more than that guy. And I knew what the judges wanted.
So, from an odds perspective, right now they have 10.5 is the total rounds, over and under. And right now the favorite is to go over. But you're thinking that this fight, someone's getting stopped. Do you think Deontay Wilder can win a decision by outboxing Tyson Fury?
Can he win a decision? Absolutely. I believe that he can win the decision over here. In the first fight, Tyson Fury was able to land 86 punches against Deontay Wilder. Back when he fought against Klitschko, he was able to lay 84 punches against Klitschko. There's kind of like a thing with Tyson Fury. When he fights against punchers, he doesn't take a whole lot of risk. I know he's talking about taking all this risk. He doesn't take a whole lot of risk because you don't want to get hit by a big puncher. You don't want to get hit by a big puncher, man. And so,
But I think he took risks in the first fight. I mean, Fury stepped in.
but he needs to take more.
I mean, he got dropped twice too.
He has to take more risk if he wants to get a clear decision over here.
What do you think
Absolutely.
about his 2-round knockout prediction?
Anybody can say anything. I mean, you can say it. I don't buy it. Man, listen, man. When Fury came back, he weighed at 276 pounds, and I think he fought against Stefora, Sephora, whatever his name is, Stefari or whatever. This dude was like 6'2", 209 pounds and so, and 3 stones or whatever you call it or whatever. And he could knock him out. He hit him flush on the chin. Boom, boom. He couldn't knock him out. So you thinking that he gonna come back? He gonna 270? He was 276 now.
But
He gonna come in.
he's working with Javon Hill, and he's going to sit on his punches better and that kind of
That just means that he has to be in front of. You got to be in front of Deontay Wilder if you want to sit on your punches. To me,
Tim, pro boxing fans, how much psychologically will the 12th round impact on Fury going into the early rounds, do you think?
what do you mean?
In
12
terms of the
rounds?
knockdown, what happened, getting back up
See,
for that?
this is round 13. This is round 13. So round 12, we saw what happened in round 12. Now you got to finish. You got to finish where you started. I'm talking about Deontay Wilder. Now Tyson Fury knows that he can get up from it. He got up from the punch twice, so that's gonna give him some confidence to get inside. That's why he's saying, "I already felt your power. I took your best punch. Bring it on."
But do you think that may lead to a slight bit
That
of
could.
overconfidence?
Exactly. That's my point. That's where I was going. That could be an overconfidence. But at the same time, you got Deontay Wilder sitting back and he's saying, I hit this dude with my best shot and he didn't go nowhere. Oh my gosh, what do I got to do to keep this guy on the ground? So that's could be discouraging for him as well. But at the same time, he can say, I already put him down. Oh, I know he's still affected. I'm going to put him down again.
And remember, the first fight, Deontay weighed less than he's weighed in any other. That was the lightest he's ever weighed.
Lightest he ever
No,
weighed.
was it right? Was it 217?
217.
And also,
And he was sick going
he
into that
hurt
fight.
his right hand.
Right. Well, you heard. I thought it was
4.5 weeks.
the elbow, right? Inside, or yeah, he couldn't fully extend.
Bro,
This was, and that
4.5
news
weeks.
was, and that news was discussed with Mark Kriegel from ESPN.
Yes.
Where he said that exactly 12 weeks and 4 days prior to the bout, that he injured his right forearm while throwing a body shot during sparring.
Absolutely. So he couldn't train with the right hand. You know, he couldn't properly make those adjustments in training. He had to pull off the right hand and not throw it. So now he had a full camp. Plus, I forgot to mention, the 91 days. You know, Deontay Wilder since his last fight. So he left the ring, went on a little vacation, got back, and still was in some shape for this training camp. Still light in weight, still sharp. I'm telling you, he was sharp in
Not
training.
too soon to turn around.
No, it's how he managed it. I'm sure, and I'm sure he took a little vacate, came back because he still got the 2 months to work, and now he's coming back,
He
and that's
also
what.
doesn't get the rounds like everybody else. I mean, at least on fight night.
And then that's true. And then you got the 30. Then you got he's 34 years old. He's an older fighter. Older fighters got to stay active, more active, so that way the risk of injury isn't there.
And timing.
Thanks, Tim.
Timing, you name
Tim,
it.
last one. We saw in the last fight, Fury had a massive cut. How much a part does that play in this fight? Will he be nervous about that, do you think?
Massive what?
Massive cut.
Oh, cut. Okay, I was like, huh? Is he concerned? It's a fight now. I mean, I don't think. Well, I don't think he's concerned about it. I mean, he knows it's there. He knows a possibility it may open, but he ain't worried about that.
Yeah, winning this fight.
Bronze Bomber, man. I gotta go with Bronze Bomber, man.
Think
I
this
gotta
is the
go.
biggest fight in 50 years, like Bob Arum said?
No doubt about it, man. Like y'all don't understand, man. Like y'all don't understand like what this fight means. This is like everybody's laughing at the lineal. Like, dude, that's the man that beat the man, Joe Louis. That goes back to Muhammad Ali. That goes way back before. like this guy, Tyson Fury, hasn't been beaten. Both these guys, they haven't been beaten, man.
Tim,
This fight means everything to boxing. Everything.
Don't you feel like with the lineal championship and with a lot being made by Tyson Fury about being a lineal champion, that there's an actual responsibility to the lineal champion or a champion period to maintain himself? Isn't that what being a champion is about?
That's what it's about.
Right.
You gotta
not doing drugs, taking care of your body.
That's
Isn't
true.
that what the game is about?
I mean, when I think about that, that's another element. That's another angle that you can take. You know, you got a Deontay Wilder that's been focused, been dedicated to his craft. You know, don't drink, don't do drugs, don't do any of that. Then you have Tyson Fury that went off on a limb, whatever. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, like, we think about these things. I think about these things. I'm saying, man, I'm living clean. I'm living right. I'm focused. You know, I'm coming in this fight, you know, with all conscious that, hey, I'm 100% ready. And then you have someone else that didn't do the same thing. So, you know, I would say Wilder has an advantage mentally in that aspect. Absolutely. But it's your obligation to stay 100%, especially when you're the lineal champion. I'm not judging anyone, like I said. Whatever happened with Tyson Fury at that time, whatever you're going through, I don't know. You know, I don't know. You know what I mean? You know, what I was gonna say is depression is a real thing, my man. It's a real thing. It's a real thing, and it's a mental thing. And you know, sometimes you need some sort of medication to be able to aid it, man. Not gonna lie.